Hello students. Our today's topic is Another Woman by Imtiaz Dhaka. Imtiaz Dhaka is a poet, artist and documentary filmmaker. She was awarded the Queen's Gold Medal for Poetry in 2014. Dhaka's poetry brings together a number of themes and issues of contemporary relevance. For example, exile, home, freedom, geographical and cultural displacement, communal tensions, and the politics of gender. Her poems deal with the various facts of the lives of women, but her focus is on the injustice, oppression, and violence against women. First of all, we talk about the poem. Another Woman is a poem about a social evil. This is the evil of dowry system. The poem details the inhuman treatment towards women by society. Specifically, it is about the evil of dowry and its deadly effects. Another Woman raises awareness about the ever increasing number of bride burnings and dowry deaths taking place in our society. The poem analyzes the socio-economic and cultural conditions that limit women's development and oppress them under patriarchal structure, means patriarchal society, means in our society we can say male dominating society. The poem is written in a simple style which increases the effect of its theme. Explanation with reference. This morning she brought green methi in the market, choosing the freshest bunch, picked up a white radish, imagined the crunch it would make between her teeth, the sweet sharp taste, then put it aside, thinking it an extra wages, counted her coins out carefully, tied them a small bundle into her sari at the wrist. In these lines, the poet tells us about the ordinary life of a poor Indian housewife. In the morning, she goes to the vegetable market and buys methi there. Then she picks up a white radish. She imagined its pleasant taste in her mouth, but then she put it back. She is poor and cannot afford to buy even a radish. After that, she carefully counts her coins, then she ties them in a bundle into her sari. The poverty of an Indian woman has been beautifully presented in these lines. She can't buy a radish. In this in these lines, or we can say in this stanza, we can see the condition of a poor Indian woman, economic condition of a woman. Stanza second. Come home, faced her mother-in-law's dark looks, took the leaves and chopped them. Her hands turned yellow from the juice, cut an onion fine and cooked the whole thing in the pot, salt and cumin seeds thrown in over the stove, sealed her face from the heat. In these lines, the poetess describes the dull routine life of a poor housewife. After buying methi, she comes home. She chopped the methi leaves. She cut She chopped the methi leaf. She cut an onion also. Then she put the whole things in a pot and placed it on the stove. She put salt and cumin seeds also in the pot. She shielded her face from the heat of the stove. Thus, these lines describe the life of a poor Indian widow. The usual birds come and beat their wings against her. The money spent, curses heaped upon her parents who had sent her out to darken other people's doors. In these lines, the poetess shows that how a poor Indian housewife is ill treated in the house of her in laws. She criticized for spending money on buying vegetables. Her in laws even curse her parents. It is probably because she has not brought enough dowry. They curse her parents that they have sent this girl to their in law's house in order to trouble them. Thus, these lines describe the evil of dowry system in our society. Besides our torture for the sake of dowry. She crouched as usual on the floor beside the stove when the man came home. She did not look into his face, not raise her head, but bent her back a little more. Nothing gave her the right to skip. In these lines, the poet says that the poor woman in is insulted by her in-laws, but she does not react. As usually, she sits on the floor beside the stove. When her husband comes, she bends her face even more. She does not look at him, nor does she raise her head in the house of her in laws. She is not given the right to speak. Thus, these lines show the miserable condition of a woman in our society. She watched the flame hiss up and beat against the cheap old pot, a wing of brightness against its blackened cheek. This was the house she had even sent to, the man she had been bound to, the future she had been born into. The poetess describes the plight of an Indian woman. She has been married in a poor house, but even here she is not respected. Here we find her sitting beside a stove on which she is cooking something. She watches the flame striking